to Nana's. Everyone is so excited. I'm gonna share with you guys a special recipe. If you're tired of coffee and tea and want something special to make at your Christmas party or your family Christmas gathering, or to just have around for the winter, today is the day. We are gonna make something called Russian tea. I did some research. There's nothing Russian about this tea, but apparently Russians love tea, so maybe that's where this gets its name.
Hello!
Where are we going today?
Nana's house!
Who's excited?
Me!
I was trying to find a history of this recipe and I couldn't find one anywhere. So I called my mom and said, Mom, where did you get this recipe? And she said she got it from her Aunt Wilma, who is my great aunt. And that Aunt Wilma got it from her church. Mom says she even has the recipe in the old church cookbook. I just know that I have grown up my entire life having this at the holidays, and it's a really special treat to me, and it reminds me of family and warmth and coziness and definitely Christmas time. What did Nana just put on your head? What did Nana just put on your cute head? He looks pleased.
He does, doesn't he?
Look at that sweet snuggle.
It is. You're a snuggy boy.
That is the cutest hat, Mom. Thank
Isn't
you.
That cute? I wanted it to be slouchy.
It is. It's perfect.
But I made this part a little bit tight so that it would stay on.
Okay.
Sometimes when they're slouchy, they don't want to stay on.
Hi, are you snuggling your Nana? Look at that sweet face. I was telling people on the way here that Aunt Wilma used to make this, and that's where you learned it. And then it looks like you went and dug out your cookbooks to find the recipe. I mean, you know it by heart.
I know it by heart. It does. I don't need a recipe, but I was curious about if any of the recipe books that I have, and my favorite kind of recipe book are the ones that are from local churches or from community centers or community groups of women. There's one here from the special care nursery at the hospital where I worked. And actually all three of these cookbooks have the recipe.
What year are those from?
I don't know. This
How do they say? Nana found one from 1978, and the others don't actually have dates. This one's kind of cool. It has all of these tips. A small quantity of eggshell crushed into a fine powder and shaken onto a scrubbing brush will remove stains from white woodwork. Too much salt in a gravy or soup may be remedied by adding a quartered white potato. To prevent a suitcase or club bag from having a musty smell when not in use, sprinkle the inside with lavender or verbena. There's like 100 or so of those tips in the back of that cookbook. I love stuff like that. I actually might see if she'll let me borrow that book and copy those pages. We are gonna show you quickly how to make this. It's very simple, and we're actually using liquid ingredients. You can actually make this dried and give it as gifts. I will put both recipes in the show more section below this video. You're gonna need a large pot, pineapple juice, OJ. You can get frozen or already made, however you like. Tea bag. You're gonna need a small pot and clove and cinnamon and sugar. You can also use honey. Just remember to use less honey than sugar, as honey is sweeter than sugar.
You'll need a large, about a 3-inch or 2.5-inch tea infuser.
Or you could probably put it in like cheesecloth.
A piece of cheesecloth. I did that for years before I discovered these.
Cool.
And I usually put a good palm-sized amount of cloves. Everybody has different opinions of cloves. I really love them. But some people don't like them. So you decide which amount you like the most. And then 1.5 sticks of cinnamon. Break the cinnamon on the edge of the counter so that I can get it to fit in the little tea infuser.
Mom, I love how technical you are. A palm of cloves. Break them on the side of the counter.
And then you hook the little hook on the edge of the pot. The water's boiling. I love gallon-sized tea bags. They're perfect for this. Just drop it in, put the lid on the pot to let it steep, turn the heat off, and then set a timer for 20 minutes.
A quart of OJ.
I like to use the Not From Concentrate pineapple juice because it doesn't have as much of a tinny taste as the other kind does. Squeeze it out.
Beautiful.
Then we turn the heat back on, and we're going to bring everything up to almost a boil. You don't want to boil it because that turns the tea dark. And then set it down to as low as you can go on your stove, so it just barely simmers. And you want to let it do that for 45 minutes to an hour. Leave the spice ball with the spices in for another hour, hour and a half. And then remove that, because at that point the clove starts to make it a little too strong with cloves. Your tongue might go numb.
Oftentimes my mom keeps it in a crock pot on the counter for family gatherings or parties. More often than not, she keeps it in the fridge ready to be warmed up at any moment when she wants some. We're gonna have some right now because the kids are downstairs playing and it's very quiet. The stuff Nana just made is still simmering, but she had some in her fridge. And we're gonna use these gorgeous Christmas coffee cups to have it. Nothing like coming over to Mama's house when it's decorated for Christmas and drinking a cup of spiced Russian tea. I do not know if y'all can see that white squirrel. Isn't that wild? You can totally see him now. There he goes. Anyway, his nest is right there. I'm so excited I got to show you guys the white squirrel that lives in Nana's backyard. They're pretty rare and they only live in certain parts of the country. The kids are watching Curious George Christmas. Are you enjoying it? It's pretty cozy in this living room, isn't it? I know, I love this living room. You look really comfortable.